with a length of laminated birchwood. An automated router carves out several holes, 3 of which will enclose the vials. The other 2 will serve as hand grips. Next, it's time to tackle the wood's perimeter. Grooves are cut along the length of the wood for the level's brass binding. Strips of brass are unwound into a forming machine. Rollers iron out the curl from the coiling. Other rollers then crimp the brass. This process will allow the strip to fit into those grooves in the wood. Lengths of brass binding are loaded into a machine that slides them into place. This reinforces the edges of the wood. Over at another station, a machine melts and molds the plastic for the vials. Each one is slightly curved inside, so the bubble has a place to sit. The vials wind their way through a vibratory feeder. It takes them to a gripper that rotates each one so the open end faces up. In goes a squirt of yellow mineral spirits, leaving just enough room for a bubble to form. A robotic arm plugs the vials with plastic caps. Then, this sonic welder melts the caps onto the vials using high-frequency sound waves. Now it's time for inspection. A tiny camera photographs the bubble and sends the picture to a computer that makes sure the bubbles are the right size. For this production run, the bubble should be about ½ an inch wide. If it's on the mark, the computer allows the vial to move on. A printer then hot stamps centering marks onto the vial. But this spirit vial isn't quite ready for business. First, it needs to bake for 24 hours. The heat exposes any flaws and the defective vials are rejected. The vial is illuminated with a bright red light as it slowly spins between rollers. A camera photographs the bubble and a computer scans the image to check for shifting. Too much shifting could compromise the level's accuracy. The vials that pass the test then go into a molding system. Melted plastic is injected into the crevices to make a cradle for each vial. Next, a technician glues the cradled vials in the openings in the wooden framework. This is precision work. Each vial has to sit perfectly level, so technicians rely on a magnified image to check their progress. Some vials are installed vertically to gauge if the walls are plumb, while the horizontal ones let you know if the floor is level. Acrylic-rimmed windows are fitted over the vials to protect them. Rubber caps are screwed onto both ends of the level. And finally, the trademark stamp goes on. These levels are now ready to straighten up any job site.